Hello, hello, hello. Let's get started. Hello. Uh, so yeah, I was hoping to do this on Wednesday and then just didn't happen, which uh is fine because I mean, originally I was hoping to do the two builds at once, but this works out too. Uh, Doing a Thursday build, not a problem. This is a pretty souped up Griffin though. Uh, so has all like honestly this is not that different from the wyvern that we did last time. Uh Except for obviously not gonna have the nice link stuff this time. But that's okay. The daisy chaining is nice. Definitely makes it a lot better. Hopefully I don't have to spend 10 billion years on messing around with the three-pin 5-volt again. Oh look, it's this guy. Trashy! Hello, hello. It's probably for the best that you missed last stream, because there wasn't really any peelies. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if there'll be peelies this time. Been hella busy? Yeah. Can understand that, for sure. I really need to like do a cleaning day, something. Trying to move, just got back from Boston. Ooh. What'd you do in Boston? Or did you do anything fun in Boston? Maybe is a better question. I have family kind of in the area, and sometimes whenever I go to see them, go to Boston, and there's a few places that are fun to go to. Went to a concert? Ooh. Heck yeah. Okay, we are gonna need this. Need that. Ooh, I picked the right one first try. Nice. And this. Driving in Boston, minus 1,000 out of 10. The fact that I have family in the area, like, one of my family members, like, does a ton of, like, activities and stuff. So they know, like, the best way to get into Boston and all that good stuff. Like, it's really helpful. Ended up taking the bus, to be honest. Well, apparently, like, one of the best ways to get into Boston is to park at a subway station that's like outside the city, and then take the subway in. I can't remember what Boston calls their subway. Thought about it? Yeah. I don't know. I haven't tried any other ways besides like getting like just following family members. So but it was like pretty nice. It was just like, it was a little bit of a ride. It was like a 30, maybe 40-minute ride into the city. But it is kind of funny because the last time we had just went to Montreal, and we were trying to find things to do, and then we found like a self-guided scavenger hunt tour that was pretty fun in that we didn't do in Montreal. So we decided to just do it in Boston. And we only got like halfway through it, but it was like a lifetime thing. So we're hoping to continue that at some point. Hotel was in Chelsea. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where that is. Okay. I was right. Okay. You like that idea? It was like super fun. It was like, oh, let me change the camera, by the way. Like I did that, not last time, but like the time before. Like, I'm trying to think of like an example. Like, oh, I should wait for that. I feel like one example was like, we were on the street and it was like, look to your right and walk up the street, and like find the star up on a building or something like that, and then there'd be like, you find it and then there'd be like a little plaque there explaining like the history of like the building and stuff, and then there was also like information on the website as well. And it's like I think, like I said, it's like a lifetime thing. So obviously if it's like a trip that's really difficult and you're probably not gonna do multiple times in your life, it's not really worth it. Or you know, you better do it all in one go. But for Boston, probably go there pretty often. Just looked at the specs. We building a beast today? Yeah. Oh, and we already have a Peely. I guess the power supply manufacturers were like, we want in on the magic. We want in on the Peely game. Eh. Like my hand's in the way of it. Talking about going back in a couple years and taking the Amtrak in. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Needed that Peely? Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure whether we're gonna have more Peelys for you later or not. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, 12 volt high power. Yes, please. Is this Yep, CPU. Now every time I pull out a CPU cable, I want to bust out the manufacturer defect cable. But I can't just show that every stream. I get kind of boring fast. Take any peels you can get. Well, there may be some, there'll probably be some on the motherboard. Oh. Is this? Interesting. Got some interesting cables in here. You are, yeah, PCIe, and then I'm guessing another PCIe, yeah. Oh, this is the one where there's no cables without Molex. I forgot about that. Well, they're like one that's like, no, they're all the same. Okay. At least it looks like it. We'll deal with that. Out of curiosity, do you have any other like vacation spots you're interested in? Not that you said that you were on a vacation, but I was just thinking of it because, like I said, kind of usually go on a vacation to visit family, so I kind of associate it with vacations. Okay. Yes. Going to Toronto in May? Ooh, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I haven't really watched him in a while, but I was following this like YouTube channel that did a lot of like exploring Toronto and stuff, and it seemed really awesome. I think I would like Toronto better than Montreal, because like it's already scary enough like being like, I know it's just Canada, but like it's a little bit you know, nerve-wracking being in a different country, and then being in a big city on top of being in a different country. And then it's like being in a big city in a different country that kind of has a lot of French. Not the worst in the world, but I think maybe it was just like, it was like kind of the first trip that I went on where it was like kind of just me and Lydia, and not really being in a group or like that kind of thing. Going to the zoo there, it's massive. Ooh, sounds interesting. Okay. Yeah. No, like it wasn't like overwhelmingly French, but definitely like, you know, like you said, it's like kind of primarily French. Um, so it's not even like it was any like more difficult to get around, because I mean everything was in French and English pretty much. Now that I think about it, it may just be more the fact that like uh there's a lot of like extenuating circumstances, like like it was like kind of a tight time frame for the trip. So if like anything went wrong, it would have added a bit more stress. And obviously it's very easy to make mistakes when there's all these different factors that I was talking about. Where are you? There you are. Wee wee baguette. That's all the French you're getting from you today? Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry to completely change topics, but I'm excited for this build because I realized that sorry, I started crinkling that and I didn't want to talk while I was crinkling that. I think this will be, I'm excited to set this build up because just by pure coincidence, there's a Asus GPU and an Asus motherboard, and there's no like third-party RGB stuff. So I think that all the RGB will be controllable in Armory Crate, and I'm not gonna have to install like 3 different softwares. Disable one, hello, hello. How's it going? Hope you're doing well as well. Hopefully the PC is going good too. Which is a huge relief because I've been dealing with some curveballs. You are? Heck yeah. Still mint? Yes. Good to hear. What we like to hear. Oh, yeah. So actually, I need to take this off completely. Let's just do that. A lot of fans you're seeing? It is. Yep. This is a really tricked out Griffyn. I mean, this easily could have been a Wyvern, but maybe they didn't want as big of a case or something, not sure. But that's the beauty of the customization. Wells would be proud. I really, like, I kind of want to get Wells to build a Wyvern just so that he can do the, like, Corsair Link stuff. And I want to kind of get his interpretation of it. I don't know if interpretation is the right word, but impression is maybe what I was going for. I think he would really enjoy it. Okay. And his thoughts feeling concerned, quid pro quos. I mean, I also just wanted to like, I guess maybe reaction is actually the main thing that I want, because I feel like there's no way you wouldn't like it. It's it definitely makes the whole thing a lot easier. Okay. Okay. No? Yeah, are you even in? Yeah, you're in there. Okay. This should be better. I hope. Hello? Why are you not going in? Ah, okay, I see. I thought the back plate didn't have any time to move at all, but apparently it did. Actually, it was probably me screwing in that one screw that made it move. Are we smelling components again? Not at the moment. I was trying to see what was going on, because the screw wasn't going in. Look, it's there's no getting around it. It's been significantly less chaotic since Wells hasn't been here. Don't know, looked like a sniff to you? I mean, I can sniff it if you guys want. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, see, it doesn't really have a smell. It's not even really worth sniffing. Okay. I know there has to be, oh, yeah, okay. Josh, are you ready? We for sure have one peely here. That one. And we got one back here. There has to be more. There's simply, I know that they can't take it. They can't take not putting a peely somewhere. Well, I can't see it for now, so if there is one. Okay. Okay. It looks like we'll be pretty safe on the connections. That's good. Look like a couple sniffs to you? No, it was only one sniff. I did a sniff because you guys were like wanting me to sniff it. So I figured I'd just give you what you want. Remember how last time I was like, are they just making RAM slots worse? I feel like this just embodies that. Okay, there we go. That one. You know what? I'm gonna redo this one just to make sure. Okay, come on. Yeah, I shouldn't push any harder than that. Man, now I'm getting kind of spoiled with all these like quick slots, like the quick release slots for the NVMe. These not captive? That one is. Interesting. This one is. Oh, that's not how that works. Okay. Ah. Banhammer, banhammer, banhammer. Get out of here. Possible ban evader. No, how do I Oh, here we go. There we go. We'll say the best PC builder sim you've ever seen. Graphics look so lifelike. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard the explanation or not, but we kind of decided that streaming and just chatting were like 10 bajillionth down. So we decided to try streaming in PC building sim, because if someone is wanting to watch PCs being built, they might be interested in seeing the real things get built rather than just seeing the game. So it's like it's going to be more focused on people that be more interested in watching the stream. Oh, okay. Okay. Asus does have like the fanciest like latches for the GPU. Okay. Got that. I don't know why it feels like I'm forgetting something, but I'm not. Hey, Ryan, where's the NVIDIA 5000 series GPUs? I don't know. Tell me whenever you find them. No idea. 5000 series is a myth? Yeah. Yep. You know, it'd be a genius idea if we kill the supply of 4000 GPUs to try and force people to get the 5000 series GPUs, but then the 5000 series GPUs disappear overnight. Well, the 3000 series have been, you know, out of production. Like they haven't been available for a long time. It makes sense that there's no 3000 series GPUs. But it's kind of ridiculous that the 40 series started disappearing right as the 50 series started coming out. Never used Gigabyte, but so far you're impressed? Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the software side of things a lot of the times, so I tend to kind of give them a hard time. But we use them. Come on. There we go. I am glad that NZXT answered our prayers and gave us better foams. They are still a little bit weird, though. But I'll take it. Okay. Yeah. What's up, Cam? I thought it was kind of funny. Immediately after trading with you, I ended up getting a bunch of Rocky helmets. So I was pretty happy. And I don't know. I think it might have been right after that as well. I ended up getting the rainbow Weavile. So it was like I had everything that I had wanted. Still fighting for Shaman. You're going for the grass, right? The like the regular Shaman and not the sky form. Yeah. I've actually spent about 80 Wonder Trade hourglasses and on trying to get Giratina, and I've gotten 0 Giratinas. It's like one of 2 cards that I need to finish off Triumphant Light. Okay. Huh. I know that if anybody hasn't been playing Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, this all sounds like gibberish, but I love it. Been playing the heck out of it. Here we go. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Might I have some extra Giratinas? I'd be very appreciative. Cause like it's like Giratina and Origin Form Palkia are the two that I need. Oh, this is gonna be not fun. I don't know if I've said this, but I was kind of dreading competitive releasing at the end of this month. Uh, but I found a deck that I think I'll actually enjoy. I'll both enjoy playing and have a good chance of winning with. So now I'm not dreading competitive as much. I just hope there's not like because they've been kind of realistic with the rewards. What deck? I think if you look at my showcase, you can see it. I think I shared it with friends. I don't want to tell people because I don't want people to copy it, even though I think people already have. I haven't been playing the like battles, but asking for curiosity. Yeah, I know. I'm just being extra paranoid. Who knows? Trashy could pick up the game and then copy the deck and then thrash me in competitive and ruin my dreams. Uh, um, are these even the right ones? I hate that NZXT does different stuff with their screws. No, this is definitely, I'm pretty sure this is the right screw. Ugh. I think the motherboard is just so kind of out of alignment that this is going to be a nightmare. There's not really much I can actually do. Honestly, can I remove the stud? Usually it's helpful and it helps center the motherboard, but right now it's just being more of a nuisance than anything. It's gonna be hard enough getting the motherboard into alignment. Do you have replacement standoff? You do. You have one replacement standoff, and it literally says standoff 632, so those are the right screws for sure. Oh boy, you know what? I'm gonna like ah. Okay, well, so much for this idea. I can already tell that this is going to be Ryan fiddles with a thing for like 30 minutes. No one do what I'm doing right now. It's a horrible idea. Okay. Let's see. Come on. Okay. Can I do it? Okay. I think water is too broken. Water special trainers are too dumb. Water is broken, but I think that there's like using Arceus is very, very good. What fun world would it be if things worked properly? Also, good afternoonish thing. Hey, what's up? Yeah, imagine having a balanced game. That'd be crazy. What a world we would live in. Everyone's hunter rank. Nil runs like Garbo on your PC? Oh no. Figured out what your Windows 11 issue is finally. Ooh. We love hearing about solved problems. I'm gonna take off this peely before I forget. You know, Trashy, I don't know if you're still around, but this really is quite the peely fest. You are here? Despite what I said at the beginning of the stream about there potentially not being very many peelies, there have been a bunch of peelies. Okay. This is going to be fractionally better. You think you're here. Do you scream hello into the void? Potentially. I don't know. Who's to say? This is a bit of a problem. It's just not going in. What if I do that? That help? Looks like it does. I don't like it. But it's working. Recommend the Landcoal 216? Absolutely. Yes. It's a very good case. There are other good cases out there if you have different aesthetic preferences or whatever, but if you want just a nice simple case, that is going to make it easier for you to build and give you great performance, the 216 is a great option. Doesn't thinking usually get you into trouble. It also promotes logic. It's a double-edged sword. 3080 Ti can't do Ultra 1080p. And yeah. Goodness, sounds like that game is super unoptimized or something. Or maybe there's like a super intense setting somewhere. Gotta replace your side panel on the Eclipse P600. I'm not actually familiar with that case off the top of my head. Got 2 DRMs on it? Aww. I don't know what I did, but somehow I was thankfully able to get this into alignment. Maybe I shouldn't speak too soon, but I'm redoing these screws that were concerning me, and now everything is lining up really nicely, so. Okay, cool. Sounds like I made a good choice changing out that stud to a standoff. And I'm happy to hear that. From myself. Okay. Cool. Everything's all snug. Cool. Most likely optimized for console, guessing PlayStation in particular. Yeah, that tends to be a big problem in PC gaming. Saving for a new machine. Gonna get through Phoenix. Just got free up funds first. Ooh, heck yeah. Thank you. Got one about 2 years ago from us. Runs like a dream. Yeah, I'm glad it's still going strong. I'm glad you finally have it. Doing a 9900X and a 5090. Ooh, yeah, it might be a hot minute. Except you still haven't activated Windows? It should already have been activated. I'm pretty sure. Have the build list? Yeah, we kind of ran into this the other day in the Discord. It's very easy. Like working with so many people, I forget things unless I'm like looking at like the ticket in my face. Okay. Glad we got that sorted. Cause like I don't remember the parts in like the computer that I built a couple weeks ago. That's why we have the order sheets and stuff like that. What do I want to do next? Well, actually, regardless of if I'm going to do the fans or not, let's get these ones out of here. No worries, been updated a few times since you looked at it. Minor changes though. Gotcha. Yeah, it tends to happen as time goes on. Like, I don't even. I am scared to even think about revisiting my like ITX build plans. We freaking had Deep Cool sanctioned by the US government. That completely threw off a lot of my plans. So that was fun. Okay. What would Phoenix charge you if you did a small Intel upgrade? 12700K, a better Wi-Fi 6 motherboard, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and provide yourself. Yeah, so we don't. So it might be more helpful to tell you what we will do. We don't accept working with like parts that customers send us. Just for like liability and consistency, quality assurance type stuff. You cannot send us any parts and we use them. The most that we offer is no GPU. So you can order a complete computer just without the GPU, and then it's on you to install it yourself. And then it's also like that GPU isn't covered under our warranty, and kind of any issues that may arise with like the GPU interacting with the system also would not be covered under the warranty. So, and then, yeah, so that is like the most that we will do is no GPU, and we can't accept parts that we did not install ourselves, or like, you know, have some insurance. Because think about it this way: if we order some RAM and the RAM is bad, then, you know, it's on us. We need to get a replacement, or, you know, RM8 or whatever you may have. If you send us some RAM and then it's broken, then whether it's true or not, you can claim that we broke your RAM and now we owe you money to replace that RAM. So it's easier to just avoid the whole situation. That's why even if we do end up offering upgrades in the future, which seems unlikely, we would only offer it on our computers that we built, and we would want to make sure that there's no modifications to like the parts that we installed. So, whole different thing from what you would want, unfortunately. Okay. So, while I have this out, there's not a good reason not to just go ahead and install them. And I don't want to make a rat's nest, but I mean, I might as well go ahead and install the bottom fans. Yeah. Rat's nest, best nest? Yeah. Still shooting for around June, July to actually start the process of getting it. I'm hoping that availability is better by then. Sincerely. Okay. I never know what the best thing to do for this is, because they will fit up front. That's how they were. Yeah, I guess I should. Okay, and then, yeah, honestly, we want, or do we? Do we want? Maybe we want that. There's gonna be a lot of fans. If you can't get the GPU, you have no issues with picking one up yourself. It's not that you can't build a machine, you just don't want to. No, I mean, absolutely. That's like part of our whole thing, right? Is like, we're supposed to be a convenient option where you don't have to worry about anything. You can just kind of let us handle it. Yeah, and I mean, that is like another like kind of good point too, is like, it's not like it's impossible to get some of these GPUs. It's just impossible to get them at a reasonable price. And if someone wants to pay like a few $100s more to get the GPU now, that's, you know, their prerogative. But if we can't get like reliable pricing, we can't put it up on the website and all that good stuff. And I don't think people would be too happy with us if it was like, you can get a 40 like 60, or it'll be like a $2,000 upgrade to get a 4070 Ti or something like that. It's a bit of exaggeration. I don't think the prices are quite like that, but we really should be getting GPUs from like reputable sellers and all that good stuff, as opposed to feeding the scalpers. Wait a long time to get your 3080 Ti? Yeah. Gosh, I don't know. With how things are going, who even knows the heck is going to happen? NVIDIA's just gonna like completely give up on consumer GPUs. You can't get them? Oh, we don't care. I always kind of get the positioning of the fans wrong, and I really don't want to have to redo it. I mean, I should just go ahead and do cooler. Maybe. I think that's the right answer, but it's not what I want to do. I think people on old hardware kind of waited too long with how in flux the market's been on GPUs. Scalpers camping out retail so they can sell at a higher price. They know it's the only way people can get newer cards besides going with the rebuild. Yeah. I don't like it, but I think that is gonna be my best bet. So I'm gonna do these connections. We'll plug up the cables, and then we'll get the cooler in there. Then we can do fans. Sounds like a plan. Okay. So, got that going there. This going there. This can go there. It'll stay. Okay, what about you? Okay, good enough. And there we go. Maybe. Possibly. One day. Hello? Something seems like it's a little bit out of alignment. Oh, it's you. Why are you bent? Maybe I can sort of grab it. We were kind of talking a little bit the other day about like the kind of slight advantages of not having, or like some of the counter arguments to not having one solid connector, and I guess maybe that's another one is if you have a little bit of a bent pen, it's a bit easier to get it on there. Okay. You guys are good. Now, okay. Like that. Now for the moment of truth. Once again, confirm if I've finally learned. Ooh, this is gonna be... Ah. Okay. Looks like I have successfully relearned how to... Or did I speak too soon? No, it just wasn't in all the way. Okay. And... Oh, did I? A little late to realize now, but did I ever change the scene? Hope I did. I did not. Ah! Been back there working away and can't really see what I'm doing. Seen that be a thing. They resell them for 3 times the PC's cost, so it's worth it for them. So why are you flying solo today? Been flying solo for a little bit. Just Pat isn't able to make it to stream anymore, more or less. So it's been just me for a little while, which is okay. I can handle it. At least enough. Hopefully we can get something figured out sometime soonish, but Shadow Star, hello, hello. Excited to see this get built finally? Heck yeah. I hope I can take that to mean you're the customer for this one. Glad to have you here. A decent bit of the way through. I guess maybe not that too much. Trying to get everything sort of managed enough for me to get the cooler in, because I've been trying to do the fans before anything else recently, and I've been enjoying it, but for these Griffyn builds, it kind of bugs me if I don't line up the front fans and the back fans, and like if they're like if the cooler kind of drops down in the way of the like airflow path. So it's probably better for me to just go ahead and get the cooler in, but make it more efficient. It's good to get other stuff in here first. That's what I'm doing now. Getting this stuff in here so that I won't need to struggle later. Oh, I'm just now realizing I finally get a haircut in a couple of days. Finally. What? Come on. Was this a good idea? Probably not. Okay. This just seems more difficult. Thought that might help me out a bit, but... Go. I don't like having to get this all nice and neat, you kind of have to, like, make it go this away. And then down. Okay. So we're good there, and then we can do these this away. So, and then down through here. And then maybe I shouldn't be locking those in quite so soon, but I think all I should need is gonna need some fan cables coming through here. I may genuinely just go ahead and do this bad boy as well. Kind of worked when I did it the other day. But yeah, I don't know if I said this, but I'm glad this is finally getting built as well. Hopefully Intel finally fixed the 14 series chips. Haven't kept up with it that much as a Ryzen user. Yeah, so they did. It was a BIOS update. And as long as you update your BIOS before any issues occur, it should be fine. And before even any of that junk happened, we always update BIOS first anyways. So now is essentially not really an issue. For us. I always find it really funny when people like request we update the BIOS or be like, you really need to make sure to update the BIOS on that one. We know, heh. We would have done it anyways. Yeah, that is literally step one, is update BIOS, the most recent version. And then get XMP enabled and all that good stuff. I'm gonna leave this a little bit messy for the time being, since I'm gonna need to plug that into the pump head. But I feel good that that managed a little bit. Is there anything else I need to do before doing this cooler? I haven't heard anything good of the 50 series. Thought to wait for a 5070 Ti. Yeah. Probably waiting a lot longer to get one. Lucky for what I paid for this bill will work for you for a while. Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, the 4070 Ti Super is a pretty darn good card. It should serve you well for a while. The board you got didn't update yours. It was a launch BIOS. That's why Windows 11 wasn't supported. Ended up doing the latest non-beta. It works fine now. Yeah. Usually a motherboard is going to be, yeah, till around January of next year-ish, potentially, yeah. Yeah, usually motherboards don't come with like the latest, because I mean they get packaged, they get the latest BIOS whenever they're manufactured, but then they get packaged up and plenty more BIOS updates come out after that. So, wrong one. Am I gonna be able to do this? Looks like the answer is no. Okay. I don't think this should be a problem, but nope, it's not, at the very least. I can't remember exactly what the deal with like SATA ports being disabled. The deal with that is, I know it's like if you use too many PCIe lanes, then some boards will like, but this only has 4 to begin with, so I doubt that any of these are going to get disabled. Okay, there we go. Okay. Tuck those down there. Okay, now I think I literally have everything I could ever want plugged in, ready to go. Let's get this cooler in there. And then I think I finally learned that the Lian Li cases give like plenty of leeway. Seems like that should be fine. There was one case where adding in the washers made it too thick. I want to avoid wasting time on that. Did this make it? No, this should be fine. Okay. Man, now I don't know. Maybe it was a different cooler. I don't know. I thought there was something. Okay. Well, usually it's good practice to update the BIOS because, like, I mean, especially on AMD, because, like, you could potentially be getting a board for a previous chipset And again, unless it was like manufactured within like a really good time frame, it'll likely not have the BIOS for the new chip, the new CPU. Of course, it does also happen with Intel, just not as much because they don't use the same motherboard for very long, the same socket for very long. Okay. So now let's get this cooler in here. Although, let me fix this junk in the back real quick. Makes it just a tiny bit nicer so you can't see these cables and stuff from specific angles. A little bit overkill, but that's fine. What we're supposed to do, right? Make good looking PCs that you couldn't or wouldn't spend the time to do yourself. Oh, is this? No? Maybe? Is this a bad zip tie? I think so. Oh, bad zip tie. Man, we haven't had a bad zip tie in a long time. Cool, cool. This will look just a tiny bit better. And hopefully I don't fumble with this like I did the last one a little bit. I was just not having good luck with that. Okay. Okay. 1800X could update the BIOS like Windows updates? That's what you did? Huh? I've never heard of anything like that. I know there's like chipset drivers. I know like Gigabyte tries to offer like BIOS update from in Windows. I've never tried it though. I don't know how it even works. Back to Monster Hunter Wilds. It uses Denuvo and Enigma under Denuvo, which tanks the frame rate. So a friend in Australia running a 12400F and a 4060 got about 50 FPS, and the 3080 Ti with the 3700X did 53. Wow. That's crazy. That is actually kind of bonkers. Okay. Let's actually yeah, I know the 3080 Ti is a lot stronger than the 4060. I know that for sure. Like you might be a little like the 12400F is obviously probably going to be a bit more powerful than the 3700X just because like generational difference, but because the 12400 is no joke. It's the lower end of the stack, but it was a really good improvement at the time and big jump in performance. But yeah, not like a horrible CPU either. So the 3700X. What am I doing? Actually, lay this down. I can go ahead and put the top back on. Right. Yes. Okay. Update BIOS through Windows causes the entire PC to stutter. Update little chunks at a time, then ends up flashing the whole thing to the BIOS once it's done, forcing a reset to complete. Interesting. Weird. Okay. Sometimes I feel like they need to kind of like dummy proof. Like for cables where it's not completely obvious which way it goes. Okay, removing plastic from cold plate. No plastic on cold plate. I feel like I need to yell that at myself every single time. One, so I make sure to do it, but also to So I don't second guess myself and wonder if I did it or not. Ooh. Okay. Didn't mean the CPU did it, but the machine with it would. I didn't know what specs are on that machine. Grandmother's using it now. I haven't touched it in ages, lol. Gotcha. Remember hearing YouTube shorts about that plastic? It's you know, it's like it's such an important thing, but it's also like sometimes you just are distracted just enough. It's easy to like forget to do. And it's like, you know, you would think after building so many computers, you just wouldn't make that mistake anymore. But, you know, people are people, they're going to make mistakes. So you really have to be careful and make sure not to, you know, you need to make sure to like double check yourself. And if anyone's sitting there thinking like, I'm built different, I would never do it. Congratulations, but I hate to say you're probably wrong. Watch someone build with it on intentionally. I mean, like okay, here's the scary part. Do you want to know the truth? If you do mess up and leave it on, uh CPUs now are so good at like thermal throttling themselves that you can't super it can be kind of difficult to tell. Truly. Like used to there'd be like no chance it'd like crash and it'd be very obvious. But like CPUs have just gotten so good at like kind of thermal throttling themselves and stuff like that. You really have to like pay attention to how it's performing and stuff to even tell a difference. Wiping away some of this excess so I don't just make a mess whenever I put the cap back on here. Let's see if I can put some of this junk away in here. Okay. That is one cooler installed. And it looks like with this motherboard, may have to get creative with fans and stuff, but that's okay. Okay, so now that I've done all that, I can do this. I can get this in here like this, and then say that right there, I think that's where I want the fans to be. Just like that. And then very carefully, don't let them move. And then, boom, lock it in. Okay, now that one's locked in, I just need to make sure the wires are all good. Nothing's getting pinched. Okay. Should be good there, as long as we don't let things move terribly much. You know, I'm now realizing this is like literally just an example of like measure once, cut twice. That's all this is. Come on. Okay. Cool. Now we don't have to worry about this at all. And we have to get the back fan in. And then we're like, then we got to do the bottom fans. I completely forgot about the bottom fans. Whoopsies. That's okay. Oh wait, actually, do I? I'll do this through here for now. If I need to change it, that's okay. Cut shorter seems reasonable to you. I mean, in the sense of like, I feel like in the past when I've done these, because there was a little while where pretty much all we were building were Griffins. It was kind of a whole thing. But it would just be, I would like get the fans on there, and then I'd install the cooler, and then it'd be like the fans were like a little too high, and they were just blowing air straight into the like cooler, like not in like a good way, like an obstruction type of way. You never do it because you wouldn't build it to begin with. Yeah. Hey, that's one strategy. Can't knock that. Okay. There's one bag that we're just gonna use. I'll leave that over there. Remember having to rewire your brother's entire PC? That was fun. I don't know what it is about like trying to like do stuff after the computer is built, but it just feels like such a slog. I guess it's because like mentally you feel like you're done with it, but then having to like you don't want to have to essentially take apart and then rebuild the computer. Okay, what is this? This is that. So maybe I want yeah, we want this. We want this. There's this nice like hole where you can hide away wires and stuff. I love it. Okay. Happy to have second USB port back on top. Current one only has one. Ooh. Yeah, it does sound rough. Okay. That should be good. Devs, what's up? Is this too extra? Maybe. I'm gonna try it anyways. Eh. I know what I need to do. Now. I am sort of making this harder on myself than it needs to be. Oh, that should... Oh, we're not. Oh, wait, maybe I have done a bad thing. Yeah, I'll think about that later. Get the rest of these fans in. Oh, you're talking about USB hubs? Yeah, they are pretty useful. Like for us, because we have so many like we combined like Office and Stream PC and stuff. We have like so many peripherals. Um, Extreme, hello, hello, welcome in. Yeah, we have so many peripherals that it's just insane. Um, yeah, we want this, and we want. Yeah, no, that makes no sense. We'll do like that. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. That. There we go. And now I kind of hate the fact that I have used the Corsair Link stuff. Because I used to hate how many like cables with the old Corsair stuff. But now it's just oh. You have the task to build your friend's PC because you've done mine, but a while ago. Not too sure about all components, but wanted to make sure. With you have here, all components choose will work together. Yeah, shoot, go for it. And excuse me, I kind of have to do this, but since you are a first-time chatter, if you don't know who we are, we do build PCs for customers. This is actually a computer for a customer that is in chat right now. So if you want to push off the responsibility of building your friend's computer onto us, that is something we may be able to do. The only reason I say may is because sourcing has been very bad, but depending on what parts your friend wants, might be able to build for them. But if you just want some free advice, we do also do that as well. We try and be a resource for the community. You don't have to buy from us. We would appreciate the consideration, though. Oh, you're in France? Oh, okay. Yeah. We do international orders on a case-by-case basis, but that VAT is no joke, and international shipping, so we completely understand. Haha, you said doo-doo. I did. You know what? I did, and that's okay. That's okay. £5 to England is over $100. I think it kind of depends on what product it is, though, because like I said, VAT is usually like the biggest issue. It was a gift, chocolate. Yeah, okay, so I know if it's a if it's a gift, they don't charge VAT. Sometimes they do kind of are strict on that though. Oop. Okay, hopefully no wires got caught or anything. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, you're good. You're good. And you're good. Okay. Now we have all of the stuff, all the fans in here. Okay. Yeah, the one thing I want to check real quick is how are we looking? Okay, so there is an RGB header down here. What I'm thinking, ooh, and there's chassis fan 2 right there as well. I'm thinking I may run my big issue is power though. What do I want to do here? I do got to admit, it would be very convenient. I could plug it in right there. I don't know any way of doing that that wouldn't look maybe a bit off. I hate to wire all of these fans together. That might be my best bet. I could. I could just do the bottom fans separately. What's the speed of the RAM? And you might want to go, 9800 X3D or 7800 X3D, 4070 Super or 4080 or 4070 Ti, if you can find one. MSI Mag Core Liquid 360R V2 AIO. Gigabyte X870E dash Wi-Fi 7. Yeah, Corsair Vengeance 32 gigabytes. Samsung SSD 990 Evo 1 terabyte. You might honestly be fine with an 850, but you won't have really much headroom. So if you want headroom, yeah, I think 1,000-watt power supply, not a bad idea. And that'll give you some room for the future as well. And yeah, 6,000 megahertz is yeah, you want to try and shoot for 32 gigabytes, 6,000 megahertz CL30. Yeah, it's hard to make recommendations because I know that prices will be different for you. I would encourage you to look into some competitors or like alternatives for the OS drive, like the Samsung SSD. You can probably find like Crucial is usually a good alternative for us. What did I use for this one? Yeah, this is the Team Group MP44L that I used for this build. We used for this build. You might be able to find some good alternatives for cheaper, and unless your friend is doing some sort of like professional job that requires them to transfer files very quickly around the computer, I wouldn't worry about going for like the fastest drive. For gaming, then some of the drives that I listed are going to be perfect for that. I would look into other coolers. Not that there's anything wrong with the MSI one, but any particular stuff you need to go for the SSD? Not especially. I would say maybe look out for like a Gen 4 drive because they're gonna have good performance, but also be a bit cheaper. It's just I always just encourage people to consider different options because usually the Samsung drives are really expensive. Yeah, the P3 Plus is a really good option. And again, just make sure that the prices make sense to you. Like, if it's not significantly cheaper for you, then don't worry about it. Usually, just in our market, it's significantly cheaper. Yeah, it is cheaper. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, the P3 Plus, great drive. Great drive. You can also look for the P5 is also a good one. Okay. And Arctic coolers are a good option. But if the MSI, like I said, the MSI likely uses, I think it uses the Asetek design. It should be perfect. You shouldn't have any issues. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I know that there are some other coolers out there that might also give you a good experience. Okay, so to explain my dilemma here, I'll start thinking about this instead of yapping. Usually, you don't want to have a ton of fans all on the same wire, because then you can get overcurrent stuff where it's like drawing too much current. But we don't want that. But we also want to be smart and efficient about how we wire stuff up. And the back fan kind of presents a little bit of an issue in that it's kind of far away from stuff. So there is this chassis fan header, but I'm afraid it's not. I don't want to have like an ugly looking cable. So what would happen if I decided I'm thinking I may just have the bottom fans on their own and then link everything up here together and plug it in here. Or actually, yeah. Because if I did that, that'd be that still would be 7 fans plus the cooler all on one thing, which does kind of suck. I don't really want to do it, but I'm also thinking of I could unplug the VRM and tie that into the back fan. Which honestly, that actually, the more I think about it, that does not really sound like a bad idea. I think I may very well do that. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Okay. And you're gonna come here. And this is why I plugged stuff in beforehand earlier. Now it's a bit of a pain. There we go. Not quite as elegant of a solution, but I think that'll work. Now we can simply plug these together. And I did intentionally make this one short, which does present an issue. Even if I go like, wow. I think all I need to do is rotate the fan. So that's not a big issue. And that should help me out. Okay. This is why you gotta think about things before doing them. Okay, let me flip this silly thing I put on there earlier. No? Okay. There we go. This. Before. Okay. Will that be able to reach? Just barely. I don't know why these, well, I do know why, but it sucks that it's always so close. With these. Something with a 4070 Ti being called Beefy. Okay. Yeah. I would say so. It's definitely not wimpy. This part is going to be so incredibly fun, and I'm going to be so happy and having a great time. This is probably going to be the hardest part of the build, so once I get this done, it'll be all downhill from here. Okay. Is that actually on there? Yes. They don't have the dumb connector. So that is definitely on there. Okay. Not everything has to be like a 50-90. Has to be like the top of the top. As big and bodacious as you can get it to be. Like the customer said, it's an upgrade for them, so they're happy about it. We'd like to hear. Actually, okay. I am doing a great job of freaking I don't completely understand why people can just be pretty judgy on parts. Okay, it's not everything's a competition. This is much better. Should have done this from the start. That's okay. Okay. I believe now I feel like doing 6 fans together is probably the reasonable limit. And this should be pretty easy because there's connectors like right here. So we want these connections to be the connections that go to the board. So everything needs to come over here, which means you plug in here. Want you plug in here. Want you plug in here. Plug in. Cool. One wire done. And I almost want to go ahead and plug this in. It's a little bit frustrating getting immediate confirmation that the reason that I had such a hard time getting that other RGB thing plugged in was purely just because the connector sucked so badly. Oh, did I miss one? Ah. I literally, like, was cognizant of it, too. Okay. I was telling myself, don't do that. I did it anyways. Okay, so... you... on there. You... there. Just need this here. Do that, and like so. Okay, now that should be all of that done. So that's 1, 2, 3. And this one. I'm gonna do this. This. So. And. Okay. Part of me is thinking did it like that and then stuff those in there. Go. That. And I haven't plugged this in yet. But will now. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to be careful not to mess up the actually maybe good. I'll get the brick in here so that we know how to work around it. Okay. Kind of funny whenever you get a big old power supply like this, but then it ends up that you don't need to plug in many things. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Not bad. Okay. When you made your order for a 40 Super for this build, they said they were stopping the 40 series after you ordered. Yeah, and I know I've said it a ton, but again, thank you so much for your patience and understanding. Yeah, it was like incredibly difficult to get them, and things have just been really not fun in the whole sourcing department. This is gonna be one of those ones where it's gonna give me a hard time. Okay, there we go. That's better. Almost once. I hate when I do that. You miss like just one wire on the zip tie. I'm just gonna this. Okay. Not going to be the most elegant solution, but getting everything tied in right here, not going to be a bad shout. Okay. And now I can so yeah, our customer in chat, we always do this. We leave SATA data and SATA power in the drive bay, so it's easy for you to hook up any drives you may want to do. And it looks like it should be pretty easy because there's not much in the way of the cables. I did a pretty good job on managing these cables, so should be not too difficult for you to do that if you ever want to. And now we just got to get the GPU in here, and then we're done. Yeah, sorry I haven't been reading chat, but I want to get this done. You want a 4K TV? I think I want to get like why am I struggling on this? 1440p monitors. I'm not really interested in 4K. Oh, okay. It looks like I was wrong. It looks like we are absolutely going to be getting Heelys. How am I doing something wrong? Unpacking steps. What the heck? You're supposed to like... Why is this so complicated? Supposed to like... Why is this like a transformer? What the heck? I don't like my way of like cutting it out, but okay. Sure. Sure, Asus. Okay. If you say so. Oh yeah, Shadowstar. I'm not sure if you were here earlier. I don't think you were. I'm excited to set this up for you because it just so happened that you got an Asus graphics card and motherboard, and the cooler and stuff isn't gonna have any like crazy third-party stuff like iQ does. So like all things considered, you should be able to just control everything from Armory Crate, or if you have, you know, your preference of third-party RGB software, that's definitely not a bad option either. But yeah, it would actually be pretty easy for you to control fans and RGB from one software. That's the one thing I wish that like we could more easily like source just one like brand of GPU and motherboard and stuff, just to make that stuff easier. But Armory Crate icky, yeah, well, it's better than Armory Crate plus iQ plus MSI Center. Uninstalled Armory Crate and stuck to iQ. Yeah, but we want like customers to be able to customize everything, and like we also set it to our colors to begin with. And sometimes you can't control motherboard stuff from iQ. Yeah, I wasn't meaning to touch that. Okay. After 10 billion years, I've gotten all the plastic off. And stickies. You can go back to Worlds, as you mostly played on your PS4. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Apparently Optimization for PC is not doing too hot though. He says that he still peels more plastic off. Yeah. Sorry, I meant to say finally got the plastic off of like the bottom part of the GPU. This is Asus we're talking about. There's gonna be 10 billion more peelies. And lo and behold, the top one is the hardest. Man, they really want this thing nice and protected. It doesn't help that I like trimmed my nails recently. There we go, finally. Okay, so this is a little bit interesting because this isn't like, this is gonna be like kind of force based, so as opposed to like you have to put down the thing at a time. Okay, that's pretty in there. Are these both gonna be? Oh no, okay. They come out. Oh, what the? Okay. Let me just, what in the? Okay. There we go. Goodness. That was a little funky. I'm not realizing that that means that you have to hold down on that button if you want to take the GPU out. Bit odd, but not the worst. Stop spinning. There we go. Okay. There we go. And boom. That's a computer. Or at least I think so. Can't be too sure. Okay. Can you try other weapons for wilds? Should work on trying bow and longsword. Ooh. Feline came to visit? Take a picture, throw it in the pets channel if you want. I love the pets channel. We need more pets in the pets channel. Okay. Just for funsies, I'm gonna do a quick test turn on. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh no. Everything lit up straight away. That's good. Okay. Looking good. Man, we both of these, I'm almost glad that kind of things ended up how they did, because both this one and the last computer, uh, very, very aesthetically pleasing, very good looking computers, and powerful to boot. Yeah, I played like 5 minutes of Monster Hunter World. Uh, I don't think I don't know, I don't even remember what weapon I picked. Insect Glaive, I think is, I watched I watched someone play the entirety of Monster Hunter World. I remember Insect Glaive being kind of cool. Okay, so, oh, is this a trading card? A GPU trading card? Oh my god. That's a little bit silly, just a little bit. We're gonna get it on the bigger camera so we can appreciate it better. I just wanted to let it boot cycle and make sure I didn't goof up, since I did miss that one RGB wire. I want to make sure I didn't miss any others. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. So I believe, oh yeah, like that. So maybe we even want, yeah, that looks good. That's what it is. You have a 3070 dual trading card. Oh, I love some of the silly things that they do. But that's pretty silly. I gotta admit, that's pretty silly. You'll trade your shiny Charizard? If I could, I would. Almost certainly we have like some other junk like that lying around. I could just, I wonder if they'll ever make those tradable. Okay. I should have exercised the Twitch demons. So let's do the turn on. Okay. So this is order 1388. Shadow Star 12 in chat. 3, 2, 1, and lights. Ooh. Ooh. Got the top fans. There's a little peek of the back fan. Front fans from the back. View from the front. Cables in the back. And I mentioned this earlier, but as always, we route extra SATA data and SATA power to the drive bay, so you can add more drives if you'd like. It'll be pretty easy. Don't forget that you'll need to take off plastic from the front and the inside and the outside of the front glass. And thank you so much for purchasing, choosing us for your build, and again, for your patience and letting us get this all figured out and put together. It took a little while, but this looks stunning, and I'm glad. Okay. I was really happy whenever someone got like orange cable extensions or something. Or maybe it was just red. I don't think we've had anyone do orange yet. But with the orange, it looked really good. With because we always put our company colors on it before it ships out. Okay. So here's your clip. I'm not with YouTube. Oh. Slow day on YouTube, I guess. Absolutely fine. Yeah, clip is in chat. Heck yeah, this looks good. Oh man, how long did I take on that? Okay, yeah, we're right at the 3-hour mark. Man, I really thought that I would have taken a bit longer on that, to be honest. I consider that pretty good time. Okay. Let's potentially get rating so I can start getting this set up. Heck yeah. Again, thank you so much for choosing us and being patient with us. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid. Let's raid Nephis. Is playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the title is Historian Plays Assassin's Creed Shadows. I just, whenever I think of Nephis, I think of Elder Scrolls Online. So, oh my gosh, he's been live for like 3 minutes. Is that true? Maybe had stream go down. I don't know. Either way, this will be cool. We can raid at the beginning of stream. So yeah, there will likely be a little bit of a delay between the next builds, or not. I don't know. Maybe I need to check up on that. But in any case, we do have a couple more builds coming up. So look forward to that. Let's go raid Nephis and say hi, share some love. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching me build today. Hopefully we'll be back soon with a couple more. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yo. Choose your fate. Hello, welcome in, Phoenix PC users. Or watch the show. Thank you so much for the raid.